yeah, don't believe that's going to work this year. So does your wetsuit look like this? Has it faded? Has it started to tear apart? Is the elasticity broke down? Or are you like me and you ate too much this past winter and it simply doesn't fit anymore? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can pick out a new wetsuit, how you can make sure it's properly sized, and I'm even going to show you a neat little trick of how putting it on can be super easy, even if you're sweating on a hot summer day like today. What's up, guys? It's Brian again from Lake Hickory Scuba and Marina. If you are new to our channel, do me a huge favor. Hit this little subscribe button right here and ding that little bell as well. That way you guys are going to be notified every time we upload new content. Now, in today's teaser, I actually talked about a wetsuit being deteriorated, and I showed you a couple spots. I'll show you another little spot right here. This is the crotch area of my wetsuit, and you can see where the elasticity is just completely broke down. It's faded out, and we actually go through wetsuits quite a bit here at the shop. If you're one of our instructors, you'll understand that the pools that we train in have so much chlorine, they just completely deteriorate these wetsuits. So we get them pretty regularly. You as a diver, you might go through a new wetsuit once every year, once every 2 or 3 years, depending on how much you dive. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to properly pick out the right wetsuit for you. What I don't want you to focus on in this video is the brands themselves, but what I do want you to focus on is how do we determine what's going to be the right size, what's going to be the right thickness based off the temperature that we're going to be diving in. And I'm even going to show you a neat little trick that you can do to make putting a wetsuit on easier, even if you're sweating on a dive boat. So let's go over here, let's pick out a wetsuit really quick, and I'll show you how easy they are to put on as well. Alright guys, so we are a Marez dealer, but like I said, please do not focus so much on the brand itself. What we're going to be focused on is picking the right thickness for the environment that we're going to be in, and then of course picking the right size as well. So I can already eliminate half of these suits right here. These are cut for females. We're going to come over here to this side, and we are going to pick out a suit for me for summertime. And I am actually a size extra large. Cool little fun fact about Marez, and quick and easy way to size the wetsuit for yourself is your t-shirt. So whatever your t-shirt size is, you're going to up it by one size. So I happen to be a large t-shirt, then I'm going to be an extra large in a wetsuit. And another cool thing about the Marez suits, here on the left sleeve, if you open it up on the sleeve, it will tell you what size it is. So you don't have to unzip it, you don't have to look for a tag. So this one here happens to be a large. They should be in order, hopefully. And here is going to be an extra large. So this is going to be the one I'm going to try on here in a second. But let's go ahead and pick thicknesses. Marez comes in a 2.5 or their version of a 3 mil. It comes also in a 5 mil and a 7 mil. And they come in different styles of neoprene. This is just standard closed cell neoprene. They also have what's called the Graflex neoprene. And then they also have an ultra skin material. This is an ultra skin material here. It's very similar to Lava Core and several other brands as well, where it's basically like a fleece lining with a nylon outer shell. And a lot of times we will use this as liners, or we can use them as an alternative for very temperate waters. But I'm not really interested in getting this right now. What I'm interested in is just a new 3 mil to teach in. So I don't really need a 7 mil. I don't need a 5 mil. We're going to go with the 2.5 or their version of a 3. And of course, I need the extra large. So just once again, left sleeve tells me it's an extra large. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the hanger here. And now it is time to put this guy on. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about what you wear under a wetsuit. There are many different types of undergarments you can wear. Once again, we can wear some type of liner, such as the Ultra Skin here if we wanted to, or Lava Skin, or anything like that. You can wear a rash guard. You can just wear a pair of swimming trunks. This is one of those things where women are going to be very more fortunate than men. You know, women, whether they're wearing a one-piece bathing suit or a bikini or something of that type, those suits, those swimming attire, if you will, they fit very snug and tight on a woman. And that's what you actually want if you're going to be wearing something underneath your wetsuit, because you don't want a lot of bulk under there. You don't want that material kind of bulking up and not allowing this suit to seal against you the way it needs to. For us men, though, sometimes if we wear, say, swimming trunks or t-shirts and things like that, they can bunch up under the suit, and the suit's not going to work properly the way it's designed to work. So for me personally, I am an old school diver. Obviously, I go in my birthday suit under these, and you guys don't want to see that on the camera. So I'm going to put some swimming attire on really quick so that I can put this on, and you guys ain't going to be cringed through this video. So give me just 1 second, and just like that, we've got our undersuit for our wetsuit on. This is just a rash guard here from SSI. I've just got standard swimming trunks on, nothing really fancy. But I do want to show you a couple of neat little tricks to put this guy on, especially if you're on a boat where it's hot outside and you're sweating. First thing that you want to do, obviously, is have a place to sit. So we're going to get a little chair here. Now, there's a couple of things that we can actually do to make this easy. One, you can actually leave your socks on. Now, no, I don't typically dive with socks unless I'm in a dry suit, but by leaving your socks on, it is going to make putting the suit on a little bit easier. The only exception there is if the suit's wet or you're kind of wet, it doesn't really slide on very easily. But we're going to see how easy it is with a pair of socks on to slide this suit on. That was very easy. But let's say it's middle of the summer and you're not wearing shoes and socks. Maybe you got a pair of flip-flops on. Let me show you another neat little trick if you're not wearing a sock. A plastic bag, just a standard grocery style bag here. All you're going to do is slide it over your foot, just like that. And this works great even if your suit is wet. So maybe you're in between dives, you made an early morning dive, your suit's still a little wet when you go in for the next. All you got to do is put a bag over your foot. You're going to slide it into the suit, and very easily your foot will slide right out, just like that. Now once that's done, you can reach up, pull the bag out, like so, and then you can actually repeat the process by putting it on your arm and doing the same thing. All right, now when we get to the arms, I'm going to show you a couple of neat little things that you can do here. Once again, if you are wearing a rash guard or some type of dye skin, it does make the process a little bit easier. It's very similar to putting a sock on or putting a grocery bag on, but you want to take your computers off. So if you got a watch or a computer or something like that, go ahead and take it off, because that way you can prevent any type of snags. Another thing that you can do is you can start by tucking everything in. So I'm going to go ahead and get my rash guard here tucked in good. Just like that. And then I'm going to roll the suit up. So as I pull, I'm just going to very gently roll it up my body. Instead of trying to stretch it and all that, you're just going to roll it up. You're going to make sure that the crotch area is pulled all the way up. Make sure that the legs are pulled up in the position where you need them. And this too is, I'll show you really quick. Notice how the suit is starting to bind up a little bit. What that's actually catching on is my swimming trunks, so my shorts. And this is where we talked earlier, and I said it's easier for women if they're wearing, say, a one piece or a bikini or something like that, because they're not going to have all that material bunching up on them. For us guys, we've either got to go commando or wear really, really thin shorts. Now, you can wear things, once again, like the Ultra Skin tops. They make Ultra Skin shorts. You can wear compression shorts or anything like that to make pulling things in a little bit easier for you. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and get this and pull it all the way up. I'm going to take my sleeves, and in a dry suit, I would typically pull my sleeves up a little bit, but for this purpose, I'm actually going to pull my thumb right inside. That's going to allow me to very easily slide through just like that. I'm going to go ahead and get that one positioned. And this is another little key feature here. Go ahead and get one sleeve positioned where you need it before you put your other arm in. So I'm going to get that one pulled all the way up, get as much of that material pulled out. And now I'll go to the other arm. Get my hand pulled through, that one pulled up, just like that. Alright guys, so now that you got your suit on, let's talk a little bit about how you're going to zip it, especially if you're by yourself. And first and foremost, we always want to dive with your buddy. Your buddy's going to be very helpful on helping you get this zipped up, but I'm going to show you a neat little trick that you can do to get it zipped up. So first of all, if your wetsuit has a pull string, you want to make sure that you're pulling that zipper in a straight line. So my zipper on this suit goes straight up and down. I don't want to pull at an angle. I want to pull straight up and down with it. Number two, I want my shoulders rolled back. backwards. So if I go to roll forward with my shoulders, it's going to separate that zipper out. I want to roll my shoulders backwards so it pulls that zipper together. The last thing is you're going to use your support hand to pull down on the material, stretching it, if you will, to make it easier to do. So all I'm going to do is roll my shoulders backwards. I'm going to pull down on the material and go straight up with it. Now, if you do get caught on a little bit of material, just take your time, pull it down, and I'm actually getting caught on the rash guard there, but I'm going to take it. I can actually pull it out of the way and zip it all the way to the top. Now, once the top is up, a little bit more there. There. Once it's all the way up here at the top, then I can pull that aside, get that position where it's comfortable, and very easily I have that wetsuit on. So now let's check the actual fit, because I said I needed an extra large. Let's see if the suit's actually a good fit. The first thing I want to look at is the sleeves. Are the sleeves too long or too short? I do have a little bit of play here, but one thing about wetsuits, they do shrink over time, so I'm going to be fine there. I want to check the legs. The legs do not appear to be too awful long. One of the things I like to do is I put my leg over the top of my boot. Some people like to put it in. I'm going to check the crotch area. I've got plenty of flexibility there, plenty of flexibility to move. I'm a side mount diver, so I like to move my arms a lot. And I just want to overall check the fit. I can take up some of the slack. Everything's good. Now there's 3 points of contact that I really want to check. One is the wrist. I want to take 2 fingers, stick it in the wrist like so, and I want to twist them. What that does is that adds extra tension to the suit. I want to make sure that it's not too tight. I can do the exact same thing here at the ankle. 2 fingers in and twist them, as long as that's good and comfortable. And then I want to do the neck as well. 2 fingers in, twist. Everything is good. As far as the chest test, let me show you how you can do the Jesus test on your suit to make sure it's going to be the right tightness so that you stay warm while diving. Alright guys, so for the Jesus test, to check the proper sizing of a suit, all you're going to do is extend your arms out just like Jesus was. You're going to bring your arms in, and that's going to create a little bit of gap here in this material. Why do we do this? Because we want to see what type of water flow is going to be coming in and out this suit while we're diving. You bring your arms in, you got your arms out, maybe you need to reach for something, a gauge, a SMB or something like that, or a flashlight, and then of course you bring your arms back in. So there's going to be a lot of play here in your chest around the core, and that core is what we actually want to protect ourselves with. So I'm going to get David here to help me out. I'm going to go arms out, I'm going to pull my arms in, and of course you'll see material. David's going to grab that material right there for me. So David, if you will, just get you a big old chunk of material. Perfect. Then I'm going to take my arms right back out, and all I've got to do is just have him release it. If that suit snaps back to me, then I know it's going to be a proper fit on the chest. So whenever you're ready, let go. Suit snaps right back. It didn't stay up. That means there's going to be very limited water flow in this suit while diving. So this extra large is the absolute perfect fit for me. Alright guys, so now that I've got the right suit, I'm going to take this guy off because it is super hot here in the store. I'm going to go ahead and unvelcro. Pull the string down or the zipper down. When you go to take a wetsuit off, do not be afraid to just turn it inside out. It's very easy to do. You can always fix it and turn it right side out once you've got it off. We'll go ahead and slide this guy down here. Slide my legs right out. Like that. Now, one of the things I like to do is I will hang up my suit inside out, let the inside part dry first, and then once it's dried, flip it right side back out. You're going to hang it up, let the outside dry, and you should be good to go. So as a quick recap, why do we wear suits? We wear suits so that we prevent what's called blood shunting. We want to prevent that blood from rushing to our core, which eliminates all of our extremities when we're diving, and we want to protect our core. So it's very important that you get the right thickness for the environment that you're going to be diving in. Whatever your personal tolerance is, you want to make sure you get the right thickness for that. And then you want to size it. We're very fortunate that with Mares, we go up one size from our t-shirt. So if I wear a size large, I'm going to be an extra large when it comes to a wetsuit. For the female suits, they actually come in dress sizes. So this is a size 12. This would fit a female who wears a size 10 wetsuit, and so forth and so on. Let's say that you are a size 2 dress, you're going to get a size 4 wetsuit. For the men, it's just extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, double X, and 3X. So that's a neat little trick for you. As I said, when you go to put them on, whether you go in your birthday suit, as I typically would, or you wear a rash guard, or you want to wear a pair of socks, or use the plastic bag trick, just take your time when you're putting it on, roll that suit up on you, make sure every little part of it is in position before you go to the next. Even with your arms, once you get one arm in, make sure everything's nice and seated before you attempt to put the other arm in. And if you do struggle with the zipper, let your buddy help zip you up. We should be diving with buddies anyways. But guys, that's going to do it for today's. That is how you pick out the proper fitting wetsuit for you. Just make sure you get the right thickness, make sure it fits you properly, and be careful when you buy online. One thing that I will tell you is not all manufacturers are equal. I might be an extra large in Mares, I might be a large, say, in Pinnacle, or I might be, I don't know, a medium and say a Aqualung suit, whatever it may be. So make sure you're going to your local retail center to try these suits on before you purchase them. But guys, if you like this tip, if you found it helpful, definitely give me a big thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below what your thoughts are. How do you size up for a wetsuit? And we'll have a good discussion down in the comments. But until our next video, take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.